Let's move further afield now. The US decision to pull out of the UN Human Rights Commission was regrettable. That's the view of Human Rights Commissioner Michelle Bachelet. She wrapped up her visit to South Africa this weekend, speaking to Foreign Editor Sophie Mokoena. Bachelet said that the UNHCR will pay attention to extending the participation of civil society in promoting and defending the human rights. She also raised concerns about the harassment of media around the world. The UN is commemorating 70 years of the signing of the Human Rights Declaration.
One of the things is in some countries there is a concentration of media that doesn't permit more than one perspective. And in some governments that have been buying all the media, so they just have one view and does not permit opposition, for example, to have the possibility to voice their concerns, their perspective. That is happening in some countries in the world, in some countries of Africa too. And that's not a good trend, I would say. The second thing is when you use media for fake news, that's also not a good thing. So there is this dilemma on how you work on freedom of expression, that I really believe on that, but how there is no impunity with fake news that have also sometimes political intentions, you know, or the use of bots, these things that, you know, they try to change the perception of people so they vote in some way. But on the other hand, we need journalists that have all the possibilities of the freedom of expression, the freedom of speech, and the freedom to show the different views, the different perspective, and to inform people, because people need to be informed of what's going on and needs to be informed of the different perspective in a society are, so they can have their own one, they have their own opinion. And we have been seeing in some places that journalists have been under threat, journalists have been killed, and not only, of course, famous cases like a terrible death and killing of Jamal Khashoggi, the Saudi Arabian journalist that in the Saudi consulate in Turkey, but also he was very famous because he worked in the Washington Post and because of the situation that produced his murder. But we see it everywhere. We see it in places like Brazil or Colombia or Mexico, the killing of journalists and human rights offenders. So for our office, one of our main priorities is to, on one hand, try to continue working to expand civic space that in some places is shrinking, to support human rights defenders, and also to work to protect journalists.
Deputy President David Mabuza met Kenya's President Uhuru